This is the first 30-minute preview of the Nicolle channeling Current Affairs and Beyond, which was recorded on July 5th, 2020. If you would like to listen to the full 2-hour recording, you may find that on bandcamp.com for purchase. The link to that is in the description below. Welcome to Holistic Vitality with Nicolle. In this recording, which was recorded on July 5th, 2020, is where we hosted a live channeling event at my healing space at Holistic Vitality, where we brought in Mary, whom has been guided to channel through the Galactic Federation, in which case she's been recently connecting to a consciousness that identifies by the name of Michael. It was also revealed in this channeling that he would also represent Archangel Michael as well. And so there's perspective shared in this channeling, reflecting a higher perspective to our individual and collective questioning regarding the state of humanity and what's going on this planet, and perhaps even questions that go beyond. So in order to be receptive to the information and the messages that come through this higher perspective via the Galactic Federation by the consciousness of Michael, you will really want to put aside your preconceived beliefs, your filters, or your biases, because many of them may be challenged with the information that comes through, which can be triggering and rub up against your own cognitive dissonance, which would therefore make you want to reject any new information, especially if it challenges what you've already subscribed to being truth. But what we're asking you to do here is to put that aside, to listen to this information objectively, see how it makes you feel, questioning why you feel a certain way when you receive this information. Really question, is this information resonating with you? And if you are resisting or sense resistance when you listen to this material, I encourage you to question where that resistance is coming from and why. Is it really your intuition that's telling you something about the information that you're receiving? Or again, is it because it is challenging or triggering you because it is rubbing up against your preconceived beliefs of truth? And in order to then receive this information, it may then bring into question those very same beliefs. But then I ask you, as you reflect on this, is those beliefs truly your own beliefs, or did you adopt them from somewhere? Where did you get those beliefs from that is challenging you to accept this information? Did it come from your upbringing, how you were raised, the beliefs under which you were raised? Or perhaps it was the education system, or perhaps you learned it through mainstream media. We are calling into question the credibility of the mainstream media specifically, as it has been suggested in many of the channelings that Michael has shared previously to this one, that the mainstream media is compromised and that it is a tool of manipulation to alter your perceptions, to control those perceptions in what you therefore accept and believe as true. So if your beliefs came from there, I do ask you to question them, whether or not you receive the information shared today or accept the information shared today. I do challenge you to question your beliefs, especially if it has come from the mainstream media. But again, do your own discernment. You're allowed to believe whatever it is you want to believe, and you have the right to reject this information if at this time it's not meant for you. That being said, I hope you enjoy listening to this and learning alongside what we learned recently by sitting in on this channeling. All right, Michael, we're now recording. If you would like to open up with any messages before we go into any questions, what would you like to say?
Start by welcoming everyone. Breathing right now, Mary's very nervous. This is the first time she's done this in front of a group, but she feels safe, and we have assured her that everyone here was brought here by design. Your guides brought you here. This room has a lot of energy, and your guides are right behind you. Some you know, some you don't know. There are some surprises there for you. But everything was meant to be the way it was right now. The energy of this space is what's most important for people right now. Is a collective consciousness of people who are waking up. Your conversations, your ideas, the information that you have to share is pivotal at this point. You have triggered ideas and information in each other tonight that you will then take home and you will discover more. You were meant to be here as you are a conduit for your space and time. And what you bring to this space, as well as what you take and share with others, is at most importance now. You feel the war happening. You feel the war of light and dark. It's taking place on every level. Many are beginning to wake up now, but there will need to be more things to show the population for themselves what's really happening. So, unfortunately, this requires you to have some patience, as this is not going to be over in the near future. Be prepared, because you will see darker. You are going to see the darkness of humanity, the ugliness of humanity that has been implanted in all of you without your knowing. But this is where the light comes in. The light reached each and one of you in very unique ways, and it will reach others in the same manner. Light is winning. We've said this before. But we are here to help, but we are not here to do it for you. When you are struggling with a relationship or an experience or letting go of what you thought to be real, it is what you need to go through in order to help guide someone later. So keep in mind that everything is a lesson. When you are scared, just keep in mind that you're doing this on behalf of the light, but that those around you are even more scared because they don't know. So when you're afraid, we've mentioned this before, you may hear that sound, the sound of children, the sound of darkness and torture, because what you're experiencing is nothing compared to what some have. It's important that you are your authentic self. You come from a place of love. And in spite of your human aspects, focusing on that love. When Bernadette described it through her journey, you all felt what she said. You don't have to tell someone you can feel that light directed toward them. They will feel that. They may not understand what it is, but you know on the level, the utmost level, what love feels like. You just have not experienced it on this realm. And each and every one of you brings a special, unique energy and guide with you this evening, which is making this much more impactful than it would have been otherwise. Mary's calming down now as she's feeling the energy, again, the trust of the space. She assured me, and this is something I'm pointing out for you to do as well, but as Nicolle was taking you all through the beautiful meditation, she said to me that she trusts me. And her fear of being wrong, or her fear of being judged, or her fear of just society as a whole, she was willing to go through that fear and allow me to speak fully. So as you ask your questions, I will do my best to answer them for you. I will also, with Marianne's permission, allow other guides that feel the need to directly speak to the people here to speak through, as I'm assuring her that they are okay and she is safe if they choose to speak. They will ask permission before they step in.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. And she says, yes.
Everybody's overjoyed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Although we love Michael.
Yes. We love Michael.
Yes.
It's interesting that as I'm feeling the power of those in this room with me, but it's the impact of your taking the time to come together tonight, because people are not doing those things. They're not connecting. It's really important to gather your like-minded friends and family members and to start exploring through language, although it is limited. Your vicinity, being around each other, is extremely impactful. I was showing Mary this week that you are telepathic, and it is blocked. And she kept trying to feel what it would feel like to just walk up to another human and see them fully, with no language needed. And you are able to do this. And you are here because you've chosen to be part of that, part of the collective light, bringing souls awake, bringing love back into the hearts of the confused, sharing truth at all costs, and seeking more and more truth. So with that, I'm ready for some questions.
Okay. Do you just want to go in a circle, everybody? Let's do. And do you want us to specifically, as we kind of discussed the intention, direct the bigger questions to you, Michael, and then the personal ones through other guides?
Yeah, so what will happen is, as Mary's allowing the space to be held, is if I have that answer to that question, I will speak it. If not, I will pull in the other guides.
So it would be okay if they ask their personal, will you be able to go back and forth?
I'm believing so. We'll see how long Mary holds this out. She's a little anxious about how it will work. But she feels them in here, and she also knows that they are their guides and that there are important things that need to be said. If I feel that that isn't working, I'll let you know.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a process of being able to move in and out as long as she feels safe.
Okay, so maybe we'll try to just ask the questions directed to Michael now and then try to bring in the guides for the personal questions, I think. Does that sound good? Unless, of course, pertaining to what you said, that
Yes.
you don't have the answer to it. So would you like to go? Or whoever's ready.
Let's go. So this is personal ones. Do I'm waiting on the personal ones or?
Yeah, I think save the personal ones,
Okay.
I think. I believe. Unless anything says otherwise.
Do cats stay in the fourth dimension? And if so, why? And is that why the Egyptians held them as sacred and used them to guide them through the underworld? Also, is the underworld the fourth dimension?
Yes, the underworld is the fourth dimension, as you are aware of it. When you mention that cats stay on the fourth dimension, and that they are able to guide and lead, you are correct. As most of you will find this evening, the fact that you have the question in the first place is going to tell you that you already knew the answer. And that is absolutely right. And as you'll know, on your planet, people identify as either dog people or cat people. And there is a reason for that.
Okay, let's do that one.
The cat energy and being able to maintain space in darker spaces. Some people can feel that, and that frightens them. And they're aware of this ability and this intuitiveness and the sort of self-reliant, I don't rely on other people energy that they carry. That is why cats have been used or skewed toward darkness and towards witchcraft. That's because of that power. That does not make them evil. That is their innate gift.
And what does that mean for dog people?
Dog people like to think on the lighter side. They want that animal to rely upon them and to acknowledge them and to give them love. Not to say cats can't be capable of that, but it's just an energy difference. I know Mary is scared of cats because she thinks she can't trust them. She wants to love them, but she's freaked out by them. And you'll find that this is where humans' allergy to cats come in.
I think I started developing an allergy to dogs, but I have always identified as a cat person, so.
It could be it.
Okay.
It's a manifestation of that, on that level, not being comfortable. Creating a physical reason as to why you are not.
Interesting. Did you have more questions that you wanted to
Yes. Okay. So what would humanity be capable of if we used our entire brain?
You will be able to see what will happen when the human being is able to use their entire brain. At this point in the third dimension, as you know, to open up that ability fully would be literally mind-blowing for the human. So these things will take steps. They'll take place in steps as you'll see new things emerge. You, the collective group here, are able to take in information that is very complex and very dark at times. And you can do it quickly. And then you begin to make connections for yourself. Not everyone has that same ability. So the idea of that, what would a human being's brain look like if it was occupying its full capacity, would be mind-blowing. A lot of what most people will begin to experience as they're awakening, if done too quickly, will also be mind-blowing. So keeping in mind the patience you have to have during this time as things evolve. You have to give people time to catch up, a little bit of time to catch up. The brain is so powerful. Human beings are so innately powerful. And that energy that has been blocked and stripped away for thousands of years. Think about that. Thousands and thousands and thousands of energies and souls that died without ever knowing what they were capable of while they were here. So as dark as it can get, that's as light as it will be when the brain is switched on. And it will be overwhelming even for all of you and other enlightened people. But you will look at it more of a roller coaster. You're at the top and it's exciting and you're ready to go. And you'll be ready and willing. And as different parts of your brain begin to unlock, you will witness it consciously, and you will not be able to keep your mouth shut. You'll want to share it with everyone. And while doing that, you'll not only be able to share it by explaining, but also by doing. Especially when you're able to collectively connect and communicate telepathically.
Okay, I have another question. Are you Archangel Michael?
Yes.
Perfect.
So you are Archangel Michael, then what's the difference with the Galactic Federation versus introducing as Archangel Michael?
They're all connected. Everything is interconnected.
Mm-hmm.
There are multiple species on the planet right now in physical form, here to collectively help with this transfer of energy and balancing out of the dark and light. So just as the conversation Drew was speaking of earlier about Jesus and how we are all the same consciousness, at literally any moment you can summon that same consciousness into you. Archangel Michael, Arden, the Galactic Federation, the Palladians, the Anunnaki, and many more who are here assisting in this, are already speaking to you and others like you, and have been for quite some time. You are all one consciousness. We are all connected vibrationally.
So this is a personal question, but Archangel Michael, I feel like, is one of my guides. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. So maybe you can help me with this. Is that what I'm doing when I'm channeling energies like of Jesus and Shiva? Am I connecting with that actual being?
Yes.
That's cool.
And
Okay.
if when you're connecting with them, you'll feel their energies are different. Michael, Galactic Federation, through Mary's experience, was that she had experienced me, saw me during her journey. But it was much later, after she had left and was done with the channeling the first time, that she realized it was one and the same Michael. And yes, so when you are connecting, you can feel the different energies, and you are bringing that person's energy into your body, and they are embodying you on this planet. That's not to say you need to be fearful or that they're taking you over. But if you're conscious of it, and you're in a moment when you know you need to connect with Jesus or Mary, and you're able to summon their attention, the spirit of their intention to you, you therefore are channeling that person in this space and time. So if you think about the ability to do that consciously, what type of impact would that have on the planet? When you can just embody that, and you can walk up to someone who's in confusion and who's in rage and who is lost right now, like a large percentage of the population. It's within that space of love that you bring when you interact with those people. Because light and love is far greater than dark and hate. And just remember that they are scared, asleep, and completely lost. Embracing that light and gifting that to them will ignite them in some way. And that is how a lot of the awakening will take place, through those types of interactions.